the we're going family style deal.
Because I want a bite of your Big Mac.
And I need some of your Quarter Pounder.
I'll try your filet of fish.
There's a deal for every friend group at McDonald's. Order any two classics for just $6. Price of participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with any other offer.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I do see thee.
Abortion.
Deep in my heart.
Abortion.
That we shall overcome someday.
Fresh.
Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Hey, come on. Okay. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Something that I have no ability to do, any type of DIY awesomeness. The extent of my DIY, as I've waved the white flag recently and said, I can't do this. The extent of what I can pull off is essentially, I think I might need to bash the Zenith here. You guys might. Not a big one. That's good. Well, some of you love it when I bash that damn Zenith. That's like a highlight of your day. The extent of what I can do is stuff like spray Roundup on the weeds. And I actually did that yesterday. And they make a Roundup now. Are you the guy who gets the Roundup and then sprays the Roundup on the weeds that's like in your lawn? And then you're like, oh, yeah, I just killed the weeds. And then you also killed the grass, too. So you've got like these patches all over the place. They make a product now, Roundup, that you can spray like on your grass. It kills the weeds, but not the grass. It's awesome. So I spent like $100 on Roundup and just walk around and waste weeds. And that's something I can do. I can actually pull that off. Mowing the grass, another great skill I have. I can mow. Basically, I have the skill set of a child. Mowing grass, maybe using the edger that you all bought. Thank you. That was a nice gift. That was back when the audience cared about me. Everybody hates me now. Whole audience hates my guts. It's a fact. They've completely turned on me. There is no one likes me. This show is simply people who hate my guts. They want me dead. In fact, they turn it on just to see if I'm dead or if having a stroke. Okay? And hey, no. Don't do that. Dog's licking the ears. Yeah. It's like, okay, let's see if he's dead now. Let's see if there's something bad that happened to him, because we will then be happy if there is. So, and that's okay. I mean, I get it. That's the way it goes. You take the good with the bad. Isn't that the theme of the facts of life? You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. The facts of life. Why do I remember that? The facts alive. The facts alive. Blair. God, was she hot. Never before has a young lady who wore so much clothes. I mean, she was completely clothed the whole series. You never saw her like in a pair of thigh highs prancing around like a hooker. But still, so incredibly beautiful. What's the Nancy was the ugly one? Nancy was the one that weighed like 600 pounds. Was that her name, Nancy? And then wasn't there a one named like D? No, D is from What's Happening. Was it Tootie? Was that her name? Tootie was the sweet African-American lady. Joe. Oh, the lesbian tomboy. Oh, my God. She was a babe, too. And Mrs. Garrett. Wasn't that show a spinoff of Different Strokes? I don't know. What a tangent. Well, anyway. How did I get on that? Boy, it's going to be rough. The ADHD is just running wild. The idea that I can't do anything, you know. Yeah, I started talking about the edger you guys got me, and then as a birthday gift or something like that, and then it went into full-on discussion about how everybody hates my guts now. Eric Zane Show Podcast. He has managed to do the impossible. Get his audience to turn on him. I'm screwed. It's over. The show is going to dwindle down to nothing, and we will have nothing left. I will just be here talking to the ether, and wishing that I had the audience of like Stu McAllister's podcast. So welcome in. And I brought that all up about I can't do anything around here because I was seated here yesterday and I heard machinery going off downstairs as my pal Kyle works on this basement for my wife. And, well, for me, you know, waving the white flag, I can't get any of this done. I will stick to spraying Roundup, and you are hired. This is your job. Rehabilitate my home. And seriously, the house is in such dire need of updating, first of all. All of the decor is mid-90s, and except for the kitchen. And so the bathrooms are ruined. 2 bathrooms have to be redone, maybe 3. The basement completely redone. So like half the house needs a facelift. And for 2 years, after ripping up all the carpet, I'm like, I got nothing done downstairs. In 2 days, Kyle has gotten done more than I was able to get done in 2 years. Today, he starts priming. Today is the greatest day I've ever known. That is cool. I just tucked my head into the shell. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm sorry. I thought I could do it for the longest time. And it isn't so much that I can't. I mean, I can do it. It would look shitty. I could get it done. It would just take too long. There's so much time that goes into trying to do what I do, which is get everyone to hate me. And being successful at that takes time. All right. I welcome in the folks who are enjoying the handful of minutes that I start with on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And you're all like, hey, I got to hear what the hell he's talking about. Tony Gates. Did you hear this deal? Oh, boy. The cat is out of the bag, it appears. And this is what you need to do, because I'm going to break this down right now, complete with wording from LAV themselves about this, with images from various sources of their words as to what's happening here. And the natives are restless, but I think that they'll get over it because honestly, I expected a bigger response from the audience, but just not a lot of buzz on this, which tells me that the powers that be at LAV will probably be able to sidestep this to some degree as they move on to the next phase of business at the radio station and the radio company. But in order to hear that discussion, if you are, of course, on Twitter, if you are on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, you are going to need to go to my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live right now. You can do it at your desktop. You can download the Twitch app. Just search Eric Zane Live. You'll find it, and you can pick up what we're talking about. But I'm going to cut you all loose, and I will talk to you on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Say goodbye now. I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. I think we're alone now. Alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. Alone now. The beating of the heart is my only sound. All right. So the history on this dude, you may remember Tony from when I worked for Cumulus. A long time, and I remember Tony. I had a discussion with him one time, and it was about radio or something like that. And I don't know how we got onto the topic, but something about music and playing songs on the radio, and because, on mornings I would never play music, and he played a little bit of music, so he talked quite a bit. But for some reason, he got on the topic of the radio station. He goes, "That's the way I built it, baby. I built it to run just the way it is." And I thought to myself, who would say that? That's the way I built the radio station. Whatever. Everybody in radio's got a little bit of an ego, okay? Some more than others. So now I don't know shit about fuck, is what Ruth would say from Ozark, and I don't. I am extremely unconnected to the radio world. All I know is that Tony has been doing the show with Michelle and a young man named Travis for quite some time, and then all of a sudden, not there. Nobody's talking. Nobody's saying a word. Yesterday arrives, and there's some words. Legendary voice Rob Brandt, who's probably one of the nicest people on the planet. Brandt is an amazing voice. He's got I don't even like to do an impersonation of it because it doesn't give it any justice. Rob has to get up at 4 a.m. Poor son of a bitch. Fuck. And go in and partner with Michelle and Travis to do mornings. Now, God knows where this is going to go, but I would venture to guess that Rob would like nothing more than to carry out his duties as the program director and not be there at 4 a.m. People, now you can't go and post your own post on their Facebook page, but what the show is doing is they'll make announcements on their Facebook page like any good radio station should, and then the audience is glomming on to the comments and focusing on whatever it is to focus on. Ted Nugent's new album is out, this post says. And then the comments. Side note, I listened to that album yesterday because I saw this post. I did not know that album came out. And it is an absolute pile of garbage. I listened to the whole damn thing. It's horrific. Tom writes, right on. Love to hear some Cat Scratch Fever and Free For All on the air. It's like, Tom, okay, yeah. Why don't you listen to the new album? Sue writes, Tony is gone? Vince writes, where's Tony Gates? I'm right here, baby. Michelle wrote to Vince, he is still with the company, just not in the air. I think she means on the air, but whatever. Kim writes, I live up by him and have not seen him since the ice fishing tournament in February. Vince says, I'm sorry to hear that. I will miss you two together. God bless. So I don't know what that means. Maybe Tony is in like a management position or something. I don't know. Maybe he got sick and tired of waking up. Vince says, thank you for the... So they're not like shying away from this. Gary writes, Michelle, is he in Cumulus' version of Facebook jails? Something he said or did. Alan wants them to play the new Ted Nugent. Do not play the new Ted Nugent. Oh, God. The LAV official Facebook page says Tony is still with this company, just not in the air. So they keep in the... I never said that in the air. I used to say on the air. You know, when you walk up to a radio station door, it doesn't say in air. The light says on air. Joyce says it's a very sad day for WLAV listeners. LAV, is it a secret? So I'm not sure. I don't know anything. But they are definitely like out of the closet, acknowledging that he is not on the radio. And I would say it's a safe bet that he isn't coming back. If all they're saying is, yeah, he's still here, but not here. So I'm not sure what the hell that means. Again, I'm the last to know about any of this shit. Where is Tony Gates? Still with the company, just not on the air. That seems to be the company line. Debbie writes, let Tony tell us that. No one believes you. Joy writes, we need a better explanation than just that. Tony rocks and was a big part of my morning commute. Well, you know, this is the problem. Sometimes radio audience members think that they are owed more than they really are owed. That's a business. So, you know, that's confidential, private information that you're just not privy to. They don't owe you anything as far as an explanation. All you need to know is that what you're listening to coming out of the speakers, this is our team. Remember that scene from Hoosiers when they like pulled the one kid, when Gene Hackman pulls the guy and the ref goes, we need another player, coach. You only got 4. He goes, that's my team. Where the kid goes, oh, yeah, I'll jump in now. And he goes, what are you doing? Sit down. Sit down. That's my team. And then they got their asses kicked. They should let Tony back on the air to let us know why he's gone. Uh-oh, what happened with Tony? Where's Tony? Still with the company, just not on the air. So who knows what he's doing? He could be making popcorn, making coffee. God knows. I know that a couple things stand out to me when I work with Tony. There was one moment in particular when I was seated at my desk and he was walking around the radio floor telling everyone that it's his birthday. And he was elaborating quite a bit. And this is a 70-year-old man stomping around saying hey, guess what? It's my birthday. And so I'm minding my own business. And I'm hearing all these interactions with various members of the people that work mornings. And all the while, I'm thinking, what adult man walks around and approaches people and tells them it's their birthday? While that was happening, God rest his soul, the immortal Uncle Buck comes around the corner muttering. Yeah, Gad. He's like, oh, boy, yeah, we know it's your birthday. And he's like muttering that. And he's saying it low so no one hears him. So that's my in. As soon as I hear that, he's across the hall. I can see him. He's opening up his locker. I go, hey, Buck. Yeah, Eric. Did you hear it's Tony's birthday? And then, oh, boy, from across the floor, I hear, hey, Zane, Eric Zane. Hey, fuck you, Eric Zane. And he's pissed. Boom, 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 boom. Comes storming around. I don't need to get shit from you. Fuck you. I don't need to even know you. We're done. I mean, he like blows up. He erupts. Fucking Mount St. Simonson. Kablooey! You know, steam coming out of his ears, fire out of his eyes, his head blows off, and he's like, rah, rah, and he's yelling at me. His face is turning red. His veins are popping out. He's like, ah. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously that pissed over that? And he was livid. Oh, fuck. So I think that was it. That moment, it was like, oh, boy. There was also a moment where Ben and I and Julius were in the BBL studio. Okay, so Julius and I are in our studio. The door is closed. There's a LAV studio is 2 doors down. And then in the middle is Kate. I know what you're doing there. I know exactly what you're doing there. Kate is one of the audience members who is officially hating me. I mean, just killing me. She is so pissed off at me. It's incredible. And doesn't say much these days. When she does, she's going to stick her finger in your old pal Eric Zane's eye. Because I know what you're doing. She writes such an overreaction. Okay, I get it. I understand what you're doing. Fair enough. She's responding to the Patreon-only drama that happened like a week and 4 days ago, which resulted in a number of upset listeners who were upset with my overreaction to a prank played on me, which I then spent a week contemplating whether I was right or wrong. I came to a realization Saturday that I was, in fact, wrong and that I overreacted. So I made it a point to announce that I was wrong in that overreaction and apologized to Boring Dean, who was the victim of my overreaction. To that end, I am now hanging on to hope that I will be able to win back the audience, that they will be able to look beyond. Nick says, oh, no, I think she was referring to Tony Gates. It was a huge overreaction. Agreed. But for some reason, I think that Kate, is being ironically hilarious with that comment, whether intentional or unintentional. If it's unintentional, I'm just guilty. I think she confirmed it there. So I have let's just say this. I'm lucky to be able to have her here enjoying the show at this point. with the amount of upsettedness that she is. So apparently I'm going to have to work a little bit to make the audience a little bit more on the same page as your old pal Eric Zane. Frankly, I'm not sure what more I can do. But sometimes it takes time. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with anybody. Anyway, where was I? But no, message received, madam. Message received. Back to Tony. So where I am in the studio with Julius, Ben is in another common room where our producer, Ben, or whoever it was, shares the studio with their producer. So two people in there, they each have microphones. Tony and Michelle keep their door open. Now, a lot of the times they yell. So if Tony's screaming or yelling or something like that, the sound leaves their studio. Sometimes they're arguing. And then it goes into that common studio, the microphone, and then you can hear them on our show. Several examples of it if you listen to the Lost Zane recordings. And so I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I said, hey, is there any way you guys could close your studio door? And I asked politely. And man, whoa, that was a bad ask. That did not work out. And it was a nightmare. And I think how it went was, I just politely asked Rob, and I mentioned it to them, and nobody was Tony in particular. Michelle wasn't worried about it, but Tony was pissed that I would even ask. And I was like, boy, that's weird. It didn't seem like it was that unreasonable of a request. But that's about it. I don't think I recall any more interactions with the guy. It was kind of like a weird thing. So who knows what the hell is going to happen over there at LAV. Again, I don't know crap. Nobody tells your old pal Eric Zane anything. Just got word, moving on, an email. So I put I store the camper in like this place, a storage place. And anytime I need it, say, hey, I'm going to pick the thing up, and it's there. And it's, it was like $100 a month when I signed up for this thing. And then they raised it to 102, and then 104, and then 112. So in the past 5 years, it's gone up from 100 to 112. Just last summer, I was talking to my neighbor, Schimmel. This is the guy with the chickens. And he goes, hey, I parked mine in so-and-so's barn, and he's got space. You should take it over there. I go, how much is it? He goes, $600. I go, a month? He goes, no, the whole year. I go, oh, well, maybe I'll do that. I go, is it easy access? He goes, oh, yeah, they give you a key. You just go in and get your shit. I go, oh, my God. And it's like a mile away. This place I'm going is like 10 miles away. Subject line from Storage Place. Your rent is changing. What the fuck are my glasses again? Son of a bitch. We are sending this notice to inform you that your rental rate is increasing from 112 to 136. I did that. I did that. Oh, no. 112 to 136. Holy shit. This letter serves as your 30-day notice for the rate change. Your business is important to us. Due to operational costs associated with providing you the best possible self-storage experience, what the fuck? You pull it in and you close the door. What else is going on? We are instituting the minimum rate increase needed to meet the financial demands of our storage facility. It's not even heated. We are excited to utilize this opportunity to make further improvements to the property. No, it should say, we are excited to fuck your ass. Because service professor will fuck you in the ass. And to your overall experience with us, we appreciate, you didn't even spit in your hand, you fucking asshole. We appreciate you and your business, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with you. No way. No fucking way. Sir Bob of Oliver, do they put it on a battery charger? Battery tender? I don't know what a battery tender is. You mean a battery charger? No, they don't do anything. They just fucking put it there. So, marching over to Schimmel's. I'm going to see the dogs, see the chickens, say hi to him. Probably going to preach to me about Trump or something like that. All the hillbillies around here love Trump. I'm the only one who's not going to vote for Trump. And they all hate me because of it. Everybody hates me these days. You're not voting for Trump, we hate you. You're doing your podcast. You attacked Dean. You said sorry. We still hate you. Fuck you. That's all I can do. That's all I can do is just keep doing the podcast and hope that everybody will get over these things. These terrible things. These terrible things that I have done. I beg forgiveness. Oh, my God. All right. So that was some great news this morning. Holy shit. The Twitch stream is brought to you by, of course, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They also sponsor Facebook. They are awesome. If you go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, please follow the page and subscribe to it, too, on the red button where it says Twitch Prime. Follow on Facebook. Thank you. Follow on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. And please follow on YouTube. Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And YouTube brought to you by my friends at Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance, buyinsurancehere.com. All right. I never, ever like to shy away from topics. So I am going to rip the Band-Aid off of abortion. We are going to talk abortion, but before we do, we must get into the historically awesome Ollie G to Ollie G show bit from probably 2005, where he was having conversations with people at an abortion rights rally. All right. And then we will unpack the things that are going on in the world right now that broke overnight. Check this out. By the way, if I get muted by Twitch, I don't know if I will. Maybe, maybe not. You know what's going on.
So what's your opinion on abortion rights or women's reproductive rights?
I was totally into abortion. I was been responsible for at least 5, so, I was well up for it.
Find out what abortion is! Find out what it is!
Why is you so pro-abortion?
We're not pro-abortion, we're pro-life.
Has you ever had an abortion?
No, I've never had an abortion.
Surely you should try something before you say it is banned.
Oh, no, we've known many women that have had an abortion. Yes.
But I was very, very anti-Burger King. But then, we went there and we tried the flame-grilled Whopper, and it was like, it was amazing. What be your name?
Father Dean Schultz.
Your respect. Say, Is you very anti-abortions because you yourself was aborted?
No, I wasn't aborted.
So you ain't never got a whole preggers? You ain't never got a whole preggers?
No.
So is that because you use connies or does you fire blanks?
This interview is over.
Just don't call it medicine.
Can we ever go on the ladder?
Hear me now, come on, bucket of bus. Hear me now. Free Nelson Mandela. Free Nelson Mandela.
Oh, shit.
Let's make this clear. You was campaigning to make abortions cheaper. Why is that?
I'm completely against it. I'd like to see Roe versus Wade overturned. Personally, I would wait until I was married to have sex with someone. And
So what, is you married or not?
No, I'm not married yet.
So what, is you a virgin?
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh, but you're joking.
No.
This is going on telly, you know.
That's great.
Ask me how old I was when I lost my cherry.
Oh, why don't you just tell me?
11 years old, and she was like 24 and a model. And she wanted more. I just didn't want to commit, innit?
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I do believe.
Abortion.
Deep in my heart.
Abortion.
That we shall overcome someday.
So fresh.
So, in 20 states, it appears that abortion will be made illegal. What is happening here is there was a draft opinion that was leaked, which is unprecedented. So you've got 9 judges, and they're weighing in on this thing. There's 2 cases in particular: Roe v. Wade, and another one that's it's a Mississippi court case, Planned Parenthood versus somebody, and they have decided that on this draft opinion that Roe v. Wade and the other one, the Mississippi case, need to be overturned effective immediately. This isn't official until they actually do announce it, and that's suspected to be the end of June. First of all, the fact that it got out, leaked out by someone, is remarkable. You know, you have a handful of clerks who work with each of the justices to determine these things and come up with this written document. And this one is 98 pages of thoroughness and opinion by every one of the judges. And so 5, according to this leaked document, are suggesting that it will be overturned. So when that is made official, that will put the power into the states. The states will then decide who does what. And in the South and in the Midwest, that will overnight mean that all abortion, even in the cases of like incest and sexual assault, will be illegal. If you are a doctor doing an abortion, you will be breaking the law. So that's what's going on. So with that leak, which again, that doesn't make this official, but it appears that it will be official, people are rushing to the streets as soon as that story hit. Politico is the website that published this. And for all intents and purposes, it appears to be 1,000,000% legit. So I'll ask you this. Where do you stand on this? Because with this many states, immediately almost half of the United States, it will be illegal to have an abortion. It has been a constitutional right to have an abortion. For me personally, You know, you have people that are on both sides. You have some that are like all for, all against. And I've never understood why we can't have it where that if in the case of the health of the woman, in the case of sexual assault or rape, why can't those exceptions be 100% allowed? Do I feel that a lady should just be allowed to have an abortion because she doesn't want a baby, because she doesn't want the inconvenience of raising a child, or doesn't want the pregnancy? I don't think that she should be allowed to do that. So I'm kind of like half in on this. But if I had to choose, hey, you can't have, just small little snippets of it to satisfy what you want. Like if I would say, then you would leave it alone. If I were a Supreme Court judge and they said you can either have it completely banned or in the power of the states, which would cause it to be illegal, all cases, or in the hands of the way it is right now, I would say leave it the way it is. Because for the people that have, all those examples that I cited, and then that would mean, yes, that I would then be saying that it's okay for a woman to have an abortion if she doesn't want the baby. No, I don't believe that. I think that if you get pregnant, you should not just go and kill a baby, which is essentially what you're doing. But in some cases, I think that is absolutely necessary for the reasons that I just explained to you. But I am not on the side of, a woman can do whatever she wants. If she wants to go have 10 abortions because she loves BBC and she's addicted to abortions. If there's a woman who says, yeah, man, I just love it, I get off by getting abortions, she can do that right now if she feels like it. I think that's bullshit. So I'm kind of like half in, but half out. So I guess I support abortion, but I don't. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Do you at least get where I'm coming from here on this? Like in this photo here, these ladies are like, hands off our bodies. And then you've got let their hearts beat. And then you got just overturned Roe already, you cowards. Pro-race, pro-peace, whatever. Expose and shut down the abortion industrial complex. I'm kind of in the middle. That's me on this whole thing. What a mess. Jason says incest and rape are terrible. But why punish an innocent child that had zero to do with their creation? The only abortion I'm okay with due to incest rape is Plan B pill, because there's no evidence of conception. Corey says abortion is terrible. I don't like it, but that does not mean it should be illegal. Nick says, what makes it terrible, Corey? Well, I don't know. Maybe the killing of the baby might be something that's terrible, Nick. It's not exactly a walk in the park. Kate says, don't place your sperm inside a woman. Problem solved. Aram says, such a hypocritical government stance to make someone have the child. Shelley says, I personally could never have an abortion, but who are you to tell someone what to do? Corey goes down the road with Jason and says it's not a child. It's not a conscious yet. I think I know what you mean. Well, that argument's been going on since this all got started. Beating heart, functioning brain. I mean, what are we to... Seriously? Amanda says, what I don't understand is that people are prosecuted if they murder a mother and her unborn child. How's that different? Wow. Sam the Jew says, do we kill Grandpa if he is a vegetable? Okay. Well, as it turns out, though, it appears that by the end of June, this will be a done deal. In the state I live in, this will be illegal. You cannot do it. And then there's the argument that has been made about women who will then seek out alternative ways to have an abortion. Who knows what could be traveling to another state where they can pull it off? If that's the case, if I'm in a neighboring state and you really want to, torque people off, you say you have like a sign that says, come to Kansas. We love abortion. Welcome to Kansas. Come get your abortion. You know how like in the Pure Michigan commercials, they highlight the cool things about Michigan, like the streams and the lakes and the places that I hate, like Mackinac Island with the nice music. You can do that for like the pure whatever state that allows abortion, and then actually show a doc performing one in the ad campaign. Pure Kansas, where abortions here are okay. Is that the route that we're going? That would be terrible. So, I haven't, I think, to Jason's point about, what did he say again? Incest and rape are terrible, but why punish an innocent child that had zero to do with their creation? Well, yes, but sometimes the child is 13 years old. I think before you comment, you need to think about this. Picture a 13-year-old young lady walking home from school, and she's assaulted. Something terrible happens. She's raped. She becomes pregnant. Now, the unbelievable mental toll of that 13-year-old, I would say 1,000,000 times over that I would, my daughter would have an abortion. And I want to live in a state where that's allowed. So that is a reality. You would then be saying, well, honey, that's terrible that you got raped, but you're going to go ahead and have this baby. I mean, do you know what that would do? The amount of anguish and stress that would be put on that young child at a point in the child's life, adolescence, where that's how shit gets off the rails. I mean, that's kind of like make or break time. So that's kind of like my response to your comment there. I ask you to put yourself in the shoes of that. Nick says, again, rape and incest make up less than 1% of all abortions. Yeah, that's true. But why can't we have a provision that allows that? You know what I'm talking about? Corey says, forcing a teenager to have a baby because of, he wrote, your fucked up beliefs is pretty fucked. Or, okay, let's back off. Let's back off the rape and incest thing. You have a daughter who has sex at age 13 or 14, which is, I would say, happens all the time. She gets pregnant. She's like, oh shit. And is like, oh no, I'm worried about this or something like that. Or, I mean, how do you handle that? All I suggest is put yourself in the shoes of the kid here. Or what if there's a threat to life to the mom? This would all be off of the table when this becomes the law, when the Constitution is changed. I'll tell you this right now. If I get married to the love of my life and it's learned that there is a horrible complication that is threatening her life, my wife's life, there is no doubt in my mind that that baby will be aborted. That will happen. According to the article, the Supreme Court has voted to strike down Roe v. Wade. According to an initial draft majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito, circulated inside the court and obtained by Politico. How the fuck did that get out? You know somebody's getting fired. The draft opinion is full-throated, unflinching repudiation of the 1973 decision, which guaranteed federal constitutional protections of abortion rights, and a subsequent 1992 decision, Planned Parenthood versus Casey. That's the Mississippi one. That largely maintained the right. Quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, Alito writes. Oh, boy. Now, you need to know that when that first passed, it was a 7-2 decision to in Roe versus Wade in the early 1970s that allowed all of this to take place. A 7-2 decision in which 5 of the judges were Republicans. Okay, that's a stark contrast to the way that people think now in the Republican Party. It's gone much further to the right, which you have this 5-4 decision. Think about that. 7-2. This was put in place back in the early 1970s, Roe v. Wade. And 5 of the judges that voted for it, of the 7, were Republicans. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. Alito writes in the document labeled as the opinion of the court, it is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. Deliberations on controversial cases have in the past been fluid. Justices can and sometimes do change their votes as draft opinions circulate in major decisions. Can you imagine if they're like, we're just fucking with you. We just wanted to find who the rat was. And then when they actually do it in June, it's like, it's fine. Then all this. Can you imagine on the streets of some of America's biggest cities, if you have, like in Grand Rapids, there's going to be like Wonder Twin Powers unite, because the Loyola protesters are going to meet with the abortion rights protesters, and we're going to have a big BLM Loyola abortion festival. And I think we should set up a stage and have concerts and sell hot dogs, and we can really, really make some hay here. We can do some stand-up. Stu can do stand-up. Ben can do some stand-up. Carl can do Who Are These Podcasts from the stage like he likes to do. I can get on stage, and you guys can tell me to go fuck myself like everybody wants to do nowadays. So I think there's great possibility here. You know? We can go play. Maybe you can get some paintball guns and you can shoot me. Yeah, that's all. You know, TC paintball. We'll revisit the paintball gauntlet with and then the only way you can shoot a gun for the new paintball gauntlet, Patrick Loyola protesters, abortion lovers, is you have to have either had a loved one get killed by a cop, or you have to have had an abortion, or you can get an abortion right there before the law changes on the street. And then what they'll do is they'll take a paintball gun, and that's how the abortion will take place. They'll use a paintball gun to have the abortion, give you the paintball gun that you had your abortion with, and then boom, you shoot me as I'm running down the street. Perfect. Let's plan it. All right. Tyler says, no, but the loved one killed by the cop has to be black, LOL. Okay, all right. We'll work out the finer points of this promotional event. And then, like, afterwards, we'll do like a 5K fun run or something like that where you'll have like an abortion doctor like along the route and someone actually gets an abortion during the 5K. He'll just have an axe and he'll just hit you right where it hurts. And then, that's how it goes. All right. A little bit more about this. A person familiar with the court's deliberations said the four of the other Republican-appointed justices, in addition to Alito, Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, had voted with Alito in the conference held among the justices after hearing oral arguments in December. And that lineup remains unchanged as of this week. The three Democratic-appointed judges, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan, are working on one or more dissents, according to the person. How Justice Roberts will ultimately vote and whether he will join an already written opinion or draft his own is unclear. So it's going to be 6-3 or 5-4. It doesn't matter. Politico received the copy of the draft from a person familiar with the court's proceedings. Can you imagine smuggling that fucking thing out of there? Oh, my God. A George W. Bush appointee who joined the court in 2006, Alito argues that the 1973 abortion rights ruling was an ill-conceived and deeply flawed decision that invented a right mentioned nowhere in the Constitution and unwisely sought to wrench the contentious issue away from the political branches of government. God, this is a full-on shit show. I'm going to link this up, and you can get into it yourself. This article that Politico put out has the finer points like covered, and then they actually have the 98-point opinion or 98-page opinion if you want it. So there's two things with this story. A, the opinion is gigantic, and it's going to change the law. And B, how the fuck did it get out? Wow. Interesting. What a damn story. All right. Going back to Jason. I'm curious, though. You may have talked about it, but how do you feel about what I suggested? Picture, I guess, put your daughter into the shoes of a person who fits the criteria that I described, whatever it may be. Let's just say your lovely wife, something was like, if she was pregnant and they said, yeah, this has a 80% chance of killing your wife. Do you roll the dice on that deal? Or if a child that is near and dear to you, let's say one of your children at a young age, God forbid something like that happen, and they said, yes, this could very well kill your child. Are you still then hard and fast on the idea that this is not an option? Because I'm telling you, man, I would say, hell yeah, get the abortion. For God's sake, do it. All right. Thank you to all of you wonderful souls for weighing in on this discussion. I think some of you are falling down the rabbit hole of name calling here. I thought we were doing quite well. Jesus. I think Corey is getting the brunt of some names. The first name being called here is by Kate. Weird. She writes, women and non-white men were considered property. So forgive me if you're going to reference the original Constitution And then she called whoever she was directing that at as she called him an idiot. Oh, man. All right. Oh, okay. She says idiot is referred to Justice Alito. All right. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Jason from the Gig Economy podcast says, what did I walk into? Dude, we are breaking down this abortion thing. Okay? Abortion. Huge. Unbelievable. Life-changing, life-altering decision by the court. Aram says, where is the sympathy for the lives of people who break the law? Chris says, hot abortion talk. Corey says, abortions are not an easy decision. No one is using it as a form of birth control and getting 10 of them. Stacy throws some heat at Jason and says Jason's not going to answer the question. Jason then says no, because the incident of that happening are extremely rare, and the wait a minute. Are you suggesting that young people don't get pregnant? And there's no... So, but what if? Are you telling me that if that rule is, if this goes down the way it's expected to, though, and it does happen, it's like, well, too bad, you die. He says the stats from that example, and then he wrote quotes, example, are from well before medical advances have changed so that a medical emergency isn't relevant. There it is. He did answer it. So that's how Jason feels. Jason wants it so that you cannot get an abortion. Jason right now has a boner. He has a stiff dick over abortion being illegal. Kate says, do you have those stats handy? I'm just putting a scenario in front of you. Jason has the stats. So, and Kate is like, oh, cool. Can I get those stats? I need this information about what you're saying there. Now, I would need that too, but Jason, this guy is very well thought. So I think he's going to pull out some stats here any second because Kate is requesting those stats. All right. We're going to leave it right there and let you two and the rest of you discuss this. That is the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I do believe.
Abortion.
Deep in my heart.
Abortion.
That we shall overcome someday.
So fresh.
I'll be doing the Patreon podcast a little later on today. Please join me, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you so much. Always more to talk about when this show is done. And, I've already eaten through an hour and 8 minutes of this one. So I can promise you there's going to be plenty of things that we leave on the table here from this one that we will cover on the Patreon bonus podcast. Thank you for signing up for it and being part of it. This free podcast, though, is driven by sponsors and the audience. Thank you so much to Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Buy insurancehere.com. Make sure you call Frank 616-914-4070. When you call Frank, he'll pick up his Trump phone and he'll say, Frank Fuss here. How can I help you? And you then say, let's go, Brandon. Eric Zane sent me. He's like, oh, cool. If you're without insurance right now, without health insurance, and you're like, well, I don't have a job, that means I can't get insurance. The government has done a terrible job of explaining that that is not the case. Okay? There should have been an ad campaign like forever ago about how people can take advantage of Obamacare, which to me is a godsend. That's how I get my insurance as being self-employed. How my family's gotten insurance for years. But the problem is when you start on Obamacare, you have to make sure that everything is correct. And that's where I screwed up. Frank can help you with that. And right now, if you do not have health insurance, Frank will figure out if you qualify for this special enrollment period. A week ago, when Kyle came over here, he was jobless and insuranceless. He now is working in the basement right now, and he has insurance. Because when I found out he didn't have health insurance, I go, you jackass. I go, why didn't you tell me? So he called Frank. He's got insurance right now. I should get Kyle on here. You gotta meet Kyle, okay? I feel so good about it. The fact that I now have two Kyles that are friends of mine that don't rape children. You know, prior to Kyle from Dumpster Divers and Kyle, the guy who's working on my basement, the only Kyle I knew was a rapist. And so this makes me feel good that now I can say Kyle and you don't think about someone raping a kid. But so that's all really, really good. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, sorry. Frank figured out that Kyle does qualify for health insurance. And Kyle said, yeah, not only do I have health insurance that I can afford, but it's the best insurance I've ever had from all my years working. It was always like a huge out-of-pocket expense. That's because the employers always want to overcharge you, and they always want to go with the cheap plan with the 80-20 copay, $8,000 out-of-pocket for the year. Fuck that. Reach out to Frank now, 616 914-4070. Please mention me. FullHouseComedy.com. Thank you to them. That is Big Dick Donnie. Featuring Helen Hong and her boobies. My God. But you might as well have just taken that publicity photo naked. She is showing so much boobie. It's actually like embarrassing. I mean, like if I was at the comedy club and she walked up and said, "Hey, hi, thanks for coming to the show," I'd be like, I'm leaving. I got to walk away. I can't because I'm going to look at your face, but they're there and I don't want to look down because even just the slightest glance, that's fucked. Because if I'm looking, let's say I'm looking right into Helen's eyes and then I go, ha ha, like that subtly, she's going to be like, oh, God. And I'm going to be like, oh, man, because I don't know how she feels about that. She might be one of those people who shows that part of her body but doesn't want a creepy old fuck to look at it. And it'd be like, it's almost like it's begging you. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah, I don't think I could handle that. I don't want to talk to anybody who is wearing revealing clothing. I just want to, look. That's why when I'm at the gym, because chicks these days, they wear very revealing clothing. The amount, okay, on the leggings, they have panels at the Y that are, on the legs, there's like panels that are more sheer than the rest of the fabric, okay? And they're getting more elaborate. So a lady will put on the tight leggings, and then 90% of it is extra sheer so you can see it's lighter and you can see her skin underneath it. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if the area that is the muff would be where it's sheer. So there's like a triangle there. You know? John, who's an animal, writes, if she's letting the girls out, she knows what she's doing. Yeah, but I don't know about that. Because some people do that. And then, if a guy looks, then they're grossed out, and it's just, I don't leave anything to chance. I don't want to do that. All right. Anyway, I got onto that topic because Helen is appearing with her boobs at Full House Comedy's listening room tomorrow. And then she is appearing Thursday at the Rockford Corner Bar. And then Friday at Billy's Lounge. John Heffron is also this week. Still milking the Last Comic Standing victory. Friday at the Listening Room. And then Saturday also at the Listening Room. 2 shows, both nights. And then the ultra handsome Harlan Williams, who everybody laughs at me because I don't know who he is in town as well. FullHouseComedy.com. I got to go pee. All right. A word about Vincero Collective. You take a pair of sunglasses for granted or a watch, but when you hold something that's real quality, made to last, made to look great for a long, long time, you notice. Vincero Collective, a premium lifestyle brand carrying watches, sunglasses, and much more. That's what it's all about. Perfect for men or women of any style. Eye-catching modern designs to go with anything that you're wearing. I want you to go to VinceroCollective.com/Zane. You'll save 15% and get free shipping for listeners of my show. Use the code Zane and you'll be good to go. VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Now the watches. Stainless steel, durable silicone, and Italian marble straps, surgical grade stainless steel casing with Italian marble inlay. See what I mean? Made to last. Traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements. That all means something fantastic in the timepiece industry. The sunglasses. You're like, wait a minute. Sunglasses aren't supposed to have so much heft to them. High quality sunglasses. All lens polarized. The frames are handcrafted. And I want you to go check out the selection of watches and sunglasses at VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Again, you'll save 15% and you'll get free shipping when you use the code Zane. How about this? Vincero has a 5-year guarantee and a 365-day free return policy for their products. But don't just take this knucklehead's word for it. Go check out the Google reviews. All right? Over 30,000 5-star reviews on these guys at Vincero Collective. They've been featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and Newsweek, just to name a few. Vincero Collective offers you a shopping experience you can trust. One more time to save 15% with free shipping for my listeners with code Zane. Support my show and go to VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Okay, quick word for Drizzly.com, DRIZLY.com. Okay, you're at a party. Everybody's having a great time. No one wants to leave to go make a beer run, a wine run, a liquor run, whatever it may be. You're all having too much fun flirting with each other around the fire, having a good time. Okay, let's go to Drizzly.com, pick out what we want, and before you know it, some dude is dropping it off. Oh my gosh. Why did it take so long for something as amazing as this to become available? You can also go to the Drizzly app or Drizzly.com, DRIZLY.com, and send a gift to someone. That's awesome too. Drizzly, the most convenient way to buy beer, wine, and spirits with delivery to your doorstep in under 60 minutes. It's the #1 app for alcohol delivery. That's DRIZLY.com. Drizzly's giving every new customer $5 off their first order. Just use the promo code FAST5, FAST, the number 5, at checkout. Convenience of home delivery in under 60 minutes Get it when you need it. It's a great gift as well. Drizzly.com, DRIZLY.com. Fast 5 at checkout to save $5. More to talk about. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for being here. I'll be back. I don't know why I hit that abortion template, or that abortion. It's on my brain now. That intermission template. It's the same thing. It's just a smaller shot of me with the word intermission. All right. Tom Brady, Jersey, interviewed a super sweet, super nice lady. Diane Jones is her name, and I posted it to Facebook and YouTube about this one-of-a-kind Tom Brady jersey. And I promised the folks at the Grand Rapids Guild that I would discuss this leading up to, well, in fact, today is the last day that you can bid on this, all right? This Tom Brady jersey. So as you can see on my Facebook post, which is pinned right to the top of my Facebook page, these nice ladies at the Camp Blodgett Guild. Camp Blodgett is on the lake shore of Lake Michigan, and you have a lot of people that are underserved, kids that have never even seen Lake Michigan, okay? And they go to the camp, and it's funded by organizations like Camp Blodgett Guild. It's very, very nice. And this lady, Diane, her brother, golfs with Tom Brady's dad. So that was the connection. They reached out to him, and they said, can we get a signed Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey? Tom Brady's father, Mr. Brady, said, yeah, I'll do that. And so at the family get-together, Mr. Brady comes in with that jersey and says, Tom, sign this. He goes, what? He goes, yeah, this is for a good cause. My buddy's sister is raising money for kids to go to camp in West Michigan. So that's how it worked. So he signed it. There you go. TB12 right there. One of a kind. It is the starting bid for this to raise money for these kids to go to camp is $2,000. Now, if you're a listener of this show or a viewer of this show and you have tons of cash, okay, this is a blind silent auction. And there's several ways you can bid. And since it's blind, you don't know what everybody else is bidding. So let's say you're sitting on millions of dollars because you're rich as fuck and you really want to help the camp. Throw, 10 G's at it. Typically, these jerseys go between $2,000 and $5,000. Minimum bid, $2,000. If you go at $2,000, you're not going to win. They take all of the sealed bids, and then the day of this gala that they're having, which is tomorrow, at a high-end ladies boutique called Lee's on the east side of Grand Rapids, they're going to open up all the bids. They're going to be sitting there. They're going to be eating their hors d'oeuvres, drinking their wine, looking hot. Oh, yeah, you like my titties? Oh, yeah, they look beautiful. Okay, let's open up the bids. Open up the bids. Hey, a rich fuck here gave $10,000. He gets the jersey. Camp Blodgett gets the money, and a bunch of underserved youths get to go to camp for free, okay? If you're not a rich bastard, scrape up your nickels and make a good bid. You're going to turn around and sell that thing for twice the amount anyway on at some whatever. You know how it is. People take these things and the value goes up, 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 up. It's the GOAT, for God's sake, I mean, greatest of all time. So go to this website and you can bid. In fact, I'll share it with you right now. You can go online and bid, which is what a lot of people are doing. Okay. And if that doesn't work for you, you can email a bid here. I'll include all this in the show notes of the audio podcast, just so you have this thing. That's Diane's email. Diane Jones was her name. And you're going to send her, like, how you want to pay for it. And that I'm going to bid $2,500, and this is how I'm doing it. Or, if you're really old school, you can call Diane Jones. She is the guild member who is in charge of this, and the lady I interviewed yesterday, and I think she thinks I'm hot, as all women do, because the charms come out, and they're powerless. There's nothing they can do. They are powerless against my charms. So there you go. And if you want to go to this fancy thing at Lee's, this red carpet event, there's a spot where you can get tickets on the post and go and see all the ladies with their boobs hanging out. Thank you to them for letting me talk about it. Get this jersey. All right. What's going on there? J-Dog Sparky is giving Royal Blood something. Royal Blood is new. You'll be fine. You're doing great. Thank you for being here. J-Dog Sparky says, can someone help him? What's going on? Jason, I'm calling you. It's been a day and a half. I need to hear your sweet voice.
Sweet voice checking in.
Jason, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Are you mad at me?
No, not yet. Should I be?
Well, yeah, everybody's pissed off at me. The whole group is, they hate my guts.
Yeah, there's been some drama for sure. I've kind of stayed out of it.
Okay, so you don't hate me?
No, not yet.
Okay. What is going on with this Royal Blood? You said, can someone help this guy?
He just, he gifted me, apparently, I don't know, I'm not on very much live, but it's a rain day for me, and apparently I had gifted him a sub a while back, so he did it back to me today. So that's all that's going on.
Oh, okay, so no big deal. That's cool.
No big deal, just helping you out, just trying to be friendly and not talk abortion.
Okay, that was a hell of a thing. Can you believe that?
I came in on the tail end, and I'm kind of glad that I did it.
Oh, good. Now that you're here, how do you think about abortion being illegal?
Oh, man. You put me on the spot. It's super weird, right? Because I lean pretty liberal for social stuff.
Oh, okay. So then you would say that abortion should be legal. Well, I do. I think that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird kind of thing, right? Because in the Christian faith, we're not supposed to be supportive of that. But
but there's about a million other examples of things that we aren't supportive of.
I know.
It's
really rough. Like I said, I lean left on social issues, so I'll just leave it at that.
No, you can't. You have to say, I love abortion. And
I'm not saying that because someone's going to clip that.
You need to say, if I was a woman, I would go have an abortion every month. That's what you need to say.
No, I'm going to say I support women's rights. That's what I'm going to say.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
New episode drops Friday for Threads, so check it out. Mike and I recorded last night.
Yeah, you said you were going to talk about Mike's trip to Israel.
Yeah, it was a good episode. It got a little faithy, so just to let you know. But
no, did it go more than 45 minutes?
It did, but it didn't go as long as I thought. So it's only about an hour.
Kyle Ryan has a comment that everybody's going to hate him about.
Uh-oh.
He just said, referring to an abortion or a child in the womb, his comment was, quote, just scramble it and she'll queef it out.
Oh, my God. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I think it is from the show South Park.
Oh, I never watched that show, but it's pretty raunchy.
Every time I've watched that, I've cringed and laughed at the same time.
Yeah, this show gets out of control, man. I don't know how you do it.
How do I do what? What are you talking about?
I don't know. You got Mary right there, and you're talking just some crazy stuff. I don't know. It's crazy.
Oh, Mother Mary. Yeah.
Mother Mary.
Yeah. I love her.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, when I get up there, when I get up to heaven, there are going to have to be some corner office meetings that are going to take place. There's no question. There's no question. And I am willing to argue the points with the Heavenly Father.
You're going to argue them or say, I'm sorry. Can I go in?
No, I'll defend my decision making. I would say, this is how I feel. This is why I feel the way I feel. Was I wrong? And if he says, you're wrong, I'll say, oh, okay. All right. Well, sorry. And then.
Sorry. Oh, man. Well, you have a great day. I'm going to try to get some extra work done and some extra podcasting. And yeah.
All right, buddy. Talk to you.
All right. See you. Bye.
All right. JM Synthetics. I got to get an oil change for the embellisher. And I have all the products I need to do that because of JM Synthetics. Amsoil is the #1 synthetic blend on the planet. Better than every other brand of oil. JM Synthetics distributes Amsoil. If you need Amsoil products, any type of lubrication, if you need filters, whatever it may be, all you need to do is go to jmsynthetics.com, pick out what you want. There's a phone number right there, and then you can text or call Jason and say, hey, buddy, this is what I need. Boom, you're done. Next thing you know, it's on your porch. Thank you, JM Synthetics. Thank you, A&E. A lot of letters, J and M, A and E. There used to be an A&D cleaning. Remember A&D cleaning? A&E, heating and cooling. 616-516-8579. We are one day closer to unveiling the television advertisement that Joe Martinez has made. Joe is the godfather and grandfather of heating and cooling. His son-in-law, David, and his beautiful daughter, Maria, and Joe Martinez's granddaughter are in the ad. Okay? Now, I'm telling you, this is quite a combination. When you take a beautiful young Mexican lady and an ultra handsome Asian man, I think he's half Asian, and they make a baby, you create one of the most beautiful people on the planet. Wow. They are featured in the ad. David, if you thought Joe Martinez was a heartbreaker, wait till you see David. And don't even get me started about Jason. Holy cow. You have the most handsome heating and cooling team that there is. So, ladies, keep this in mind. When you call Joe Martinez to book getting your air conditioning tuned up for $79, holy moly, God help you. Because the ovaries are going to be popping when one of these three boys shows up. So what you do is you plan it. You sit there and you watch them outside of the window as they service the AC. Make sure that it's in tip-top running condition before you fire it up. So while he's getting ready to fire that thing up, you're getting ready to fire up your vagina. Because when the next time you see your husband, oh, my God, you're going to knock the tomatoes off the vine. A&E Heating and Cooling is essentially a marital aid. They are going to get you all wound up, hot and bothered. 616-516-8579. 516-8579. That's A&E Heating and Cooling for the AC tune-up. The aforementioned Jason from Threads Podcast says, I get to see the folks from A&E in 2 weeks. Well, your lovely wife, Megan, you might want to blindfold her, because if she sees one of these guys and then the next time she sees you, she's going to kill you, okay? She's going to kill you. Take it easy. Use caution. While I'm at it, one more time for my friends at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505 if you need a mortgage. This is who you call, 231-332-6505. No matter what you need for a mortgage, refi, first mortgage, 10th mortgage, they got you covered. 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S., you can utilize Mario, okay? They are the bank. There's just 4 states where it cannot happen, and that is Maine, South Carolina, Alaska, and Hawaii. 231-332-6505. Did you guys hear that the president, former president, was interviewed? And by the way, I had a conversation with a friend of mine and about politics. I do not shy away. Never, ever, ever. I kind of just throw it out there and let you deal with it. And I'm very upfront with my opinions on these things so that no one's shocked. And I've established that so that we can talk about these things. There's nothing worse than the guy you're listening to on the radio or a podcast who's careful. You can feel the careful. It's horrible. You just want to say what you want to say and then let the chips fall as they may. Now, some are respectful when they say it. I am not. I'm not respectful. I'm usually rude. But you're going to have to get over it. I have a close friend. I wrote this. I have a question for you. If you had to choose between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump for the presidency, who would you pick? I said, you may have to make that choice. I think if I had to make that choice, I think I would pick Ron DeSantis. Also, in a hypothetical world, if Ron DeSantis beat Donald Trump in the Republican primary, do you think Trump would endorse Ron DeSantis for the presidency? This guy wrote, why would you choose Ron DeSantis over President Trump? So he didn't answer my question. He asked me a question, which is annoying. I said, well, if President Trump decides to run, or he said to me, if Trump decides to run, he will 100% clear the field. DeSantis is more likely to become his VP and then take over the next 8 years following. So this guy's got a long-term plan. I wrote, I think I would, because he seems more pragmatic on issues and less emotional. Also, less ego-driven on his decision-making, it seems. My friend gave me thumbs down. My friend says, the hatred or negative impression of Trump is totally driven by the left media. Now, I do not believe that. I believe it's because of the words of Donald Trump. Not by what, I'm not stupid. I have ears. And believed by and echoed by sheep, this person says. Trump will turn this whole thing around quickly. Ron DeSantis, if he is vice president, will be poised to become the new face of the new Republican Party. I would not be upset with either of those guys, though. More fun with Trump in office, though. I said, do you think Joe Biden is ill? I think he has dementia. I'm not even being a smartass. My friend says, he truly is the anti-liberal. I love him. I think he's referring to Trump. Biden is a great big bag of dicks, mashed potato brains. Do you regret voting for him now? I said I did not vote for him. I voted for Trump. He said, thank God. I thought you turned into a liberal. I didn't really say anything else to him. I did not then follow it up and said, I'm voting straight Democratic ticket. Former president was filing a sworn deposition that was made public last week with the release of excerpts of 4.5 hours of videotaped testimony in a lawsuit filed by a group of protesters who allege that Trump's security guards assaulted them in 2015. You remember it was the one where Trump was like, if you see him, beat the hell out of him. If you see those guys, I want you to just beat the hell out of them. Knock the crap. It was, okay. Trump said that the knock the crap statement was made sort of in jest. He then added, but maybe you know a little truth to it. This was when some poor slob had the nerve to show up at one of those rallies and like do whatever, say something or do something to protest the guys. They started to beat the shit out of him. Fuck. So they're suing him. Trump said during the deposition that he feared protesters would hit him with tomatoes, pineapples, and other very dangerous fruit. He actually said very dangerous fruit at his campaign rallies, declaring in a sworn deposition that you can be killed if that happens. By dangerous fruit. Now, first of all, can you picture someone walking into a Trump rally with a pineapple? And then the idea of throwing that, a pineapple is pretty hefty. That would be a hard throw to get any type of distance behind it. If you're throwing, maybe a tomato, but I don't think a tomato could kill you. But he said this. He said very dangerous fruit were his exact words in the deposition. This is hilarious. Trump's comments about the potentially lethal effects of projectile produce were made public Tuesday. The lawsuit is alleging Trump's guards assaulted them in 2015 at a campaign rally. I wanted to have people be ready because we were put on alert that they were going to do fruit. Trump said in the October 2021 deposition, according to a transcript of the proceedings just released, he added that, quote, tomatoes are bad. You can just picture this. Tomatoes are bad. And that some fruit is a lot worse. But it's very dangerous. I remember that specific event because everybody was on alert. They were going to hit. They were going to hit hard, he said. News of the exchange was first reported last Tuesday. Trump was being questioned about his remarks at the February 2016 campaign rally in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where he encouraged members of the audience to knock the crap out of any protesters who might try to pelt him with tomatoes. Now, I agree. Let me just put it this way. If I am on stage running for office and I hear that there is a chance that someone is going to be throwing vegetables or fruit, I would say the same thing. If anyone sees anyone getting ready to throw food at me, I would go further. I would say beat the fuck out of them. Okay? I would do that. So I don't fault those statements at all. At all. I support the statements. I don't support if they beat the crap out of someone who wasn't actually throwing fruit, though. You know, if someone is not going to actually assault the president, no, you shouldn't beat the crap out of them. So who knows what actually happened there. But I'm more happy with the comment of dangerous fruit and reports of pineapples being smuggled into the fucking rally. The incident was one of several in which Trump encouraged violence against his detractors, often framing such actions as justifiable in the name of self-defense. I agree with that. He says, so I got a little notice in case you're seeing these security guys. We have wonderful. So I got a little notice in case you're seeing these security guys. We have wonderful security guys. Trump said at the rally. They said, Mr. Trump, there may be somebody with tomatoes in the audience. So if you see someone getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them. Would you? Seriously? Okay. Trump pledged he would pay for the legal fees for anyone who followed his directions, adding, they won't be so much because the courts agree with us too. So to be clear, I don't give a shit that anybody beat the hell out of some asshole who decides to throw fruit or a pineapple. I actually want to see a pineapple flying through the air. I don't think anybody actually did bring in any fruit. I think that basically people who were there were all wound up because Trump gets them wound up. And, you know, you got some guy there wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt and they just beat the fuck out of him. That's probably what happened. You know, honestly, if you go there to protest, you want to blend in. You want to wear the MAGA shirt. You want to wear the MAGA hat if you're going to do that. But honestly, I think that as those rallies, progressed, less and less protesters were there because there was a real chance you'd get the shit kicked out of you by hillbilly shit kickers. And they will do that. It's not a good idea to go ahead and incite an angry mob. If you're such a dumbass that you go to a Trump rally and try to protest, you kind of deserve to get the shit kicked out of you. Fuck the threat of fruit. If you're so dumb that you go there, yeah, you kind of deserve that, you know? In the deposition, Trump was asked, is it your expectation that if your security guards see someone about to throw a tomato, they should knock the crap out of them? Trump replied in the affirmative, noted that he expected his security team to use physical force in such cases. I support that. Yeah, I think that they have to be aggressive in stopping that from happening, Trump said, because if that happens, you could be killed if that happens. Now, come on. To stop somebody from throwing pineapples, tomatoes, bananas, stuff like that, yeah, it's dangerous stuff. He suggested that someone was going to throw a fucking pineapple. You'd have to throw it like a soccer ball, inbounding from out of bounds. The protesters filed their lawsuit in 2015, saying that Trump's then bodyguard Keith Schiller and other security guards had shoved them during a protest against Trump's rhetoric about Latinos. Schiller, who later became a White House official, has said he struck a protester only after the man grabbed him. Okay. At one point, the lawyers in this deposition, again, this was filed like a long time ago. It just was brought to light Tuesday. At one point, the lawyers took a few moments to discuss whether a tomato is a fruit. A tomato is a fruit after all, I guess. The lawyer said. And you know what? Trump interjected. It has seeds. Jeffrey Goldman, a lawyer for Trump, confirmed. It's worse than a tomato. It's other things also, Trump continued. But tomato, when they start doing that stuff, it's very dangerous. There was an alert out that day. Oh, God. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. Very dangerous fruit is the big takeaway. All right. Fantastic. That is absolutely awesome. Speaking of Trump, my pillow guy needs an explanation about how Twitter works. Someone needs to talk to my pillow guy. My pillow guy, who it's remarkable to me how much my pillow guy looks like WWE old school wrestling manager Paul Bearer. He got banned from Twitter, and I think he went with the announcement that Elon Musk is going to be in charge to go ahead and get back on Twitter. Now, if you get banned from Twitter, and then you make another account and say, hey, this is my new Twitter account, you will get immediately banned. You're fucked. You got to do it like on the down low. You got to, like, if your name is at Anthony Cumia and you talk about something racist and then you get banned from Twitter, this is all hypothetical. And then you make another Twitter handle called, at Apartment Boss. And then you tell everybody on your podcast that Apartment Boss is what you want to follow now. That's the way you do it. Okay? And then you try to rebuild your audience. But what you don't do is not only make your Twitter handle your name, a different version of what you had the first time, but you don't go on Twitter and then say, hey, everybody, this is Mike Lindell. I'm back. Because that's what happened. And dipshit got banned again. My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell banned from Twitter for a second time after attempting to use a new account to access. He set up a new account on Twitter on Sunday under at Mike J. Lindell, but the account was quickly suspended. Twitter said in a statement that Lindell's new account was permanently suspended for violating its rules on ban evasion. Lindell, of course, is a Trump guy, originally banned from Twitter for spreading lies about the 2020 election that some of you still believe to this day about the election, which is what officially one of the things that turned me off about the guy. I don't believe that there was anything that was illegal that went on in the 2020 election. He should be okay, though, once Musk takes over, because he's going to bring everybody back, so it doesn't matter. Musk has, of course, criticized the social media platform for silencing people. It's unclear whether Lindell will be allowed to rejoin Twitter once Musk's purchase of the platform is official. Well, I hope so. He should be allowed to. I mean, it depends on what the hell Musk wants to do. Either play by the rules or don't play by the rules. And if the rules suddenly are you can say whatever the fuck you want, let him back. But I'll tell you this. If you are in the presence of any human being who announces to you that them being banned on social media is stifling of their free speech, I want you to kick them right in the dick, because it's not. Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitch, these are all entities, platforms that have rules. They sometimes add to the rules, sometimes enforce them strictly than other times, but they're still not yours. So if you go out of your way to say some crazy shit on there, like maybe you're a guy who does a podcast called The Boomer Bunker, and one half of the show likes to say crazy racist slurs on a regular interval, you may have to sit down for a meeting and be told that you're not wanted around here anymore, hypothetically speaking, if that person actually did exist, who lives in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and 60 years old and micro penis. You got to play by the rules, okay? And if the rules change, where they say, we don't give a shit anymore, do whatever you want, well, in fact, that's fine too. I don't care. I've never bitched about any one of my bans on Facebook. Not once. I always was like, yeah, I kind of deserve that. I fucked up again. Why can't everyone on the planet be so wise as me. I mean, how can you possibly be so dumb where you think, I'm getting my rights taken away? You're not getting your rights taken away, you dumbass. Come on. Nick says Twitter describes themselves as the new public square. Section 230 exempts as the new public square. Section 230 exempts them from liability once they started deleting accounts and posts. They got into the territory of being a publication. That's all hard to read because of there's a lack of punctuation. I think I know what you mean. All right, who cares? It's either you play by the rules or you don't. All right. We've got the asshole of the day coming up. If you have any nominations on asshole of the day, please get them in. Excuse me. My voice is feeling quite stressed today. I don't know why. With Gift of Life Michigan, me being the media ambassador for Gift of Life Michigan, I want you, if you are a listener of this show, to go to GOLM, Gift of Life Michigan, .org and join the donor registry. Now, that doesn't mean you agree to giving up a kidney. That means that in the unlikely event of an untimely passing, you will save 8 lives because of your organ donations. Thank you very much. And countless others, dozens more, with tissue and cornea donations. You can't take it with you. GOLM.org. Hopefully, this will convince you to do that. We are unbelievably short on viable organs that need to be donated. And if every single person did this, countless lives would be saved. I love the organization. I love the idea of organ donation. Please, GOLM.org. That's for if you are in Michigan. If you are out of Michigan, you go to registerme.org. That is the National Organ Donor Registry. In fact, excuse me. Sorry, I'm distracted by Helen Hong's boobs again. Registerme.org. Little Zenith vibe going on with that keyboard. That's it. That's all you do. National Donate Life Registry. Register to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Email, first name, middle name, last name, suffix, date of birth, sex, address, city, state, zip, last 4 of social, driver's ID number, mobile phone, boom, you're done. This is a 30-second job. Please do that if you are not in the state of Michigan. Registerme.org. If you're out of the state of Michigan, GOLM.org. If you are in the great state of Michigan, the greatest state of Michigan, where at the end of June, it will be illegal to get an abortion. So you better bust out your abortions now. Thanks again to Blue Frost IT. If I make it through these reads, it'll be a miracle. My voice is burning. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. So whether you work for the woman or work for the man, or you are the woman or you are the man, the idea of a tech upgrade could be looming. So recommend to the boss this whole deal with Blue Frost IT. One phone call or email. You can go to the website, bluefrostit.com. One phone call or email says, hey, we're looking to upgrade. Can we sit down with you for a complimentary consultation about what we need to best serve our business? Every business is different depending on the needs of the company, what you do in the business. You don't want to overbuy, underbuy, buy the wrong thing. So you sit down with Alan from Blue Frost IT. You have that conversation. Okay. Then once you figure that out, he tells you, makes a recommendation about what you should purchase. See, that's all an expertise level that most people don't have. Once he makes that recommendation, you then buy it. He helps with the setup. And then once that is done, he then is going to say, okay, well, that's done. Now I want to be your managed IT service provider. So you pay him for his services that started that process. And then every month you pay him to be your managed IT service provider in case anything goes wrong. You want to have that ready to go in case there's a problem. I did this exact thing. I sat down with him, told him about what I need for the podcast, what I would rely on the most. So he recommended that tech setup for me. We did all that. He set it up here. And then now he's my managed IT service provider. You can take advantage of this too by going to bluefrostit.com or just calling 616-200-8550. Gun School happens May 21 with Steve Prince Army. If you are in West Michigan, you've always wanted to carry your pistol concealed. This is what you need to do. You got to take the class. I recommend taking the class first before you even buy a gun. You might already have a pistol. I don't know, but it's just sitting there in your house, and then you feel all cool when you take it to the range or you take it up north to shoot it or whatever the fuck. But no, I mean, the point of that is to carry the damn thing. Okay? Carry your pistol. Okay? I don't care what any of you loudmouth, blue state liberal pieces of shit have to tell me. You should all be carrying a pistol. Wait, Zayd, aren't you going to vote Democrat? Yeah, you dick. I am, but I'm still going to carry my pistol. Well, that seems counterintuitive. Shut up. No one's taking gun rights away, asshole. Call Steve Prince, 616-204-1705. Carry your pistol. Law-abiding citizens need to carry it. And if you have a pistol license and you don't carry it, shame on you. Get your pistol on your belt, dumbass. Or ladies, put it in your purse. Call Steve and get in on the class, 616-204-1705. On the Patreon, I need to talk about the Alabama prison bitch, the guard who broke the asshole out of prison, the murderer. Oh, my God. We also need to talk about a mom who converted her kid's asthma inhaler into a crack pipe. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Who is the asshole of the day? Did you all come up with any suggestions? I have one in my mind. I'll see if it lines up with what you all think. Let's see. Back to the abortion thing. Abortion should be illegal for the exception of rape or child has serious issues. That would stop him or her from having a quality of life. Interesting. Nick adds, and the life of the mother. MSP agrees with you, Eric. Thank you. Steve's class is great, says Sam the Jew. Chris says, oh, so now all ladies have purses, huh? Royal Blood says the life of the mother comes first. Sam the Jew adds, every time I've been pulled over, they thank me for carrying. Of course. I've never had that happen where I haven't been pulled over in a decade. No, it's been a decade. The one time that I did do that was Tennessee. Told this story before. Dolly Parton Parkway. Sevier County Sheriff pulls me over. License, registered. You see how you got clocked? You were doing 26 and a 25. There's this notorious speed trap. And I go, he goes, I wasn't that big of a deal. I think I was probably doing like 37 and a 25. He goes, you know why I pulled you over there, son? No, officer. You were speeding. I got you, clocked you 37 and 25. License, registration, proof of insurance, please. Okay, no problem. Honey, can you get that out? She grabs out of the glove box. Kids are in the back. And I reach in and get my license and pull out my license. And then I pull out my pistol license. And I go, I believe you'll be needing this. He says, what the hell you giving me this for? I said, well, I was always instructed that when he goes, I know. He give the cop your pistol license. Son, this is Tennessee. Everybody's got a pistol here. Put that away. Son, it's Tennessee. It was such a ass kicking. I thought I was so fucking cool giving him my pistol license. Everybody's got a gun here, son. It's okay. Put it away. We don't need to see that. I know you got a pistol. I know you got one. Everybody's got one. We don't worry about that shit here. Chris says the SCOTUS leaker for causing all this shit. No, come on, ding dong. This has been a great show because of that. Arc Flash 480 says screw Roe versus Wade. Supreme Court needs to repeal the National Firearms Act. Hey, Gunner, it's raining dicks and pussies. It's the same voice. Holy fuck. Hey, Gunner, we got a problem here. You won't believe it. Okay. It's raining dicks and pussies. Folks, we're sorry here. This is live radio. By the way, there is an absolute difference between an East Tennessee and the rest of Tennessee accent. East Tennessee, you hang on to the words more. There's more to an East Tennessee. I swear by God, there's snow on Dolly's titties. Can I help you? Can I help you? Okay. Adam says, asshole of the day, LAV. Well, I don't know the details of that. I don't know what's going on. So I can't get in on that action. Kenny says, that's true. East Tennessee's the real hillbillies. There's places that are actually called hollers. I remember when Diana and I went driving to find Dolly Parton's childhood home. Oh, my God. Jason Terry says, is Tony Gates out? Tony Gates, according to WLAV, still works for WLAV, but is no longer on the air. Oh, fuck. Have you forgotten the storage facility that raised my rates? Yeah, from $112 to $136. Storage place, they'll fuck you in the ass. Brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. I wish I could send you over to the Boomer Bunker today, but they have the day off. They're back Wednesday night, And John will be making Bob uncomfortable with more discussions and terrible things being said about race and gender. Oh, my God. Sam the Jew says, send us to Plain John. Well, I know everybody loves Plain John, so I think that's a great call. Okay? I'm with you. That's going to do it for this show. I appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you on Patreon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bob says he has a clip that's going to make me cringe. He's going to use it tomorrow night. I'm telling you, if he makes you uncomfortable, that is good for business. Tell him to keep doing it. And then challenge him. This is my advice to you, Bob. Half the time he runs roughshod. He's begging you to let him have it. Just say what you feel. Quit pushing that down and going, okay, let's move on. Go for it. Call him a cocksucker and let him have it. That's what people want to see. Don't let that fat fuck get away with that shit. He thinks he's a GD bully. Kick his fucking ass.